Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to another matchday video here at Valley Parade this time. Sponsored by League of Pundits, by the fans, for the fans. Bradford City, of course, the hosts, have not scored in their last 2 games and have failed to keep a clean sheet in their last 5 matches. Now, for the opponents, Doncaster Rovers, today, they have in fact scored 12 goals in their last 5 matches and in fact haven't lost to Bradford City in any of their last 5 meetings. It is a North versus South Yorkshire derby here at Valley Parade in League One. No doubt the star for the away team, Doncaster Rovers, is of course Luke Molyneux, the former Sunderland and Hartlepool United winger, who is currently sitting 3rd in the league for big chances created. So his technical runs and his driving power on the pitch down the flanks is going to be absolutely crucial for the away side to get yet another result against the Bantams. But Bradford City can overcome the Luke Molyneux effect with their 2 new attacking-based signings today, with the debuts potentially of Derby County's Caden Jackson and on-loan Wrexham striker Paul Mullin. So before the players arrive, we're going to take a sneak peek inside the club store. Follow me. So we have made it inside the Bradford City club shop, and of course the kits on full display there. Brilliant, brilliant kits. So let's make our way inside the store. Got wonderful Bradford City merchandise here for those who love your merch. Brilliant, brilliant Bradford City bucket hats. Good design on them with the badge. And then obviously you've got the diamond teal ones as well as the back. And if we go to this corner here, again, you've got some lovely Bradford City jars for anyone who likes some good old-fashioned sweets, as well as your official Bradford City balls. And in just a couple of hours' time, Caden Jackson and Paul Mullin will be wearing those shirts for the very first time. So I'm here with Peter and Adam, 2 Bradford City supporters. Obviously you're in the top 6 right now, but the form's not been great the last few weeks. How do you think the season's gone overall so far?
Fine, very well. I think the players excellent so far. I reckon we get something today. So I hope the new players are playing. So I hope we get 3 points today.
And obviously that's major talking point for today's game. Obviously Caden Jackson and Paul Mullin potentially making their debuts today. How do you think they're going to do, Adam?
I think they're going to do pretty good.
Yeah. You think more confidence with one of them up front instead of Humphreys? Maybe?
Yes,
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think Paul Mullin is an excellent player. He can score goals for City. Same with in what we got from Derby. I think he's an excellent. I've seen clips of him on Facebook scoring goals. Excellent, absolutely super.
And obviously, you know, Bradford City haven't beaten Doncaster in their last 5 meetings with this side. Do you think that could change today, especially with the fact you've not scored in your last 2 games either?
I got to kick again, gonna dig again. So yeah.
And finally, let's get a score prediction from both of you.
2-1.
2-1.
2-1 the same.
So we officially have the lineups for both Bradford City and Doncaster Rovers. So we're going to start off with the hosts, Bradford City. So they have gone with their 3-4-3 formation, and it goes like this. In goal, number 1, Sam Walker. We have a back 3 from right to left of Aidan Baldwin, Curtis Tilt and Matthew Pennington. In the wing-back roles, on the right we have Josh Newfield, and on the left we have Ibu Toure. As the midfield pair, it will be Jensen Metcalf and Max Power. And then behind the debuting Caden Jackson up front, it will be Stephen Humphreys on the left wing, and on the right wing, Academy graduate Bobby Poynton. For Doncaster Rovers, it's their favoured 4-2-3-1 formation. Xander Clark starts in goal. Jamie Sterry in the right back role, with James Maxwell as the left back. The centre back pairing today is Captain Owen Bailey and Jay McGrath. George Broadbent starts in the midfield alongside Robbie Gotts, with Harry Clifton in the 10 role. It will be Luke Molyneux on the right wing, Hakeem Adelakan on the left wing, and playing up front today is Billy Sharp. It's time for my final pre-match thoughts. In terms of the prediction of the result, I'm going to think this is going to go one of 2 ways. Either Doncaster frustrate Bradford and use the pace on the counter to get a result, or Bradford break through the central, defensive and midfield lines and break through the gaps and get a decisive score, because they haven't scored in their past couple of games, so Bradford do need a goal. So I think this is going to be either a 2-1 win for Bradford or a 1-1 draw. As a Rovers fan myself, my heart is saying we need the win. However, I think a draw is potentially something we'll get here. So I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw in this particular match. But kick-off is fast approaching as Bradford take on Doncaster in this North versus South Yorkshire derby. The players are here. The fans are ready. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, let battle commence. This is our house. This is Bradford City. They intend to make their home the fortress today.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome the two teams out onto the pitch. The visitors, Doncaster Rovers, and your Bradford City!
Just had a DM from League of Pundits. Now you're probably saying to yourselves, what is League of Pundits? It is literally as straightforward as picking one Premier League team to win every single match day. It is as simple as that. Make sure you create your own league with your friends and you can win some amazing prizes. However, you can also create some incredible forfeits as well. And I've got big news dropping today. I'm going to be creating the Chow Premier League right here on League of Pundits. So make sure you use the special designated code and make sure you join my league, and who knows, you could be walking away with some incredible prizes. Stay tuned because this year could really be your year. And we have kick-off here at Valley Parade. Good through ball to Jackson, but it's recovered well and it's cleared well by Maxwell. Adelaide flicks on. Maxwell chasing, but they're right there. Josh Newfield. Brilliant play there by Maxwell. And it's left well by Maxwell there. Smart play there by James Maxwell. Quick successive throws taking place. Not much action down this side of the pitch. Back it goes to Jay McGrath. And now Robbie Gotts. Out here to Billy Sharp, who's drifted wide. Looks to work it inside the area. And it's well held there by Sam Walker. Pressurised by Jensen Metcalf. And it's won there by Josh Newfield. And now the flick on. And now Metcalf can keep it in. Yes, he can. But sacrifices to Maxwell. Calls for a foul there. Play on, says the referee. And Harry Clifton. It's a free kick to Bradford. That was a 50-50 in my eyes. And now captain Max Power can try and progress, but it's well defended and well deflected off of Harry Clifton. And Bobby Poynton can't keep it, and it will be a Rovers throw in Bailey. Well worked there by Bobby Poynton into Caden Jackson, and now works it onto this side for Josh Newfield on this near side. Can Newfield work something into the box here? Marked up one-on-one by Maxwell, joined later by Adelaide. And Max Power tried the pass, just kept in, but Maxwell can clear it away from danger for now. And it's forced out by Aidan Baldwin for a Rovers throw by Adelaide, and it's a quick one by Adelaide. Billy Sharp's on the end of it. Foul there, no! Oh, the forward advantage was played, but the referee pulls it back for a Bradford City free kick. Bobby Poynton just keeps it in, worked in by Ibu Toure. Maxwell looks for it on the way into the other side. Here's Josh Newfield. Work back, ball inside, and it's well cleared by McGrath, and a free kick to Rovers. Great ball through. It's headed wide. Oh, but well collected there. Ball comes through. It's Harry Clifton who puts it wide. Well worked there by Rovers. Harry Clifton found a pocket of space to shoot from just outside the penalty area. But it was dragged wide. It will be a goal kick to Bradford, but it's a good opportunity to work something here for Doncaster Rovers. And it's won back here by Billy Sharp. Poor header there from Curtis Till. And now Luke Molyneux works it into the area, and it's headed! Oh, just off the bar by Adelaide. That was not far at all. It was a slight dinking header from the former Bristol City winger. And it just dinked off the bar. Bradford goal kick, but my word, that was a chance for Adelaide and Doncaster. Sam Walker has to claim it was a safe header from Pennington, but Walker had to be sure. And now Bradford could try and work something here potentially. Poynton plays it. And it's well defended there by Captain Owen Bailey. Well defended there. And now the ball's been worked in the area. Chested down. And it's 1-0 Bradford. And it's a debut goal for Caden Jackson. 1-0 to Bradford City. And Caden Jackson with his first goal in his first game in the colours of the Bantams. It's Bradford City 1, Doncaster Rovers 0. There are calls to say that he might have slightly been offside. I will review it when the clip finally goes up somewhere. I'll review it somewhat. Oh, hang on a second. Referee's coming over here. Something's happening near the benches. And Grant McCann is far from happy. They think it should have been offside. Oh, they've ruled out! They've ruled out! The goal's been ruled out! It remained 0-0! It's still 0-0! There were calls from the benches to say it was offside from the Rovers bench specifically. And the goal's been ruled out for offside. And the Rovers fans let them have it. There are collective boos from the Bradford fans. Graham Alexander, now the manager, far from happy. Grant McCann was furious there. That is a very conscientious decision. That could have gone either way. From the angle we have behind the goal, it looked like it could have been a slight offside. Bradford could be working another attack now here though through Butore, and it's well defended there by Broadbent, but it will be a Bradford City ball. Bobby Poynton works it well, works it into the area, and well held by Xander Clark. Directs it long into the area near the back post, headed on, and it's well held by Sam Walker. Can Bradford start up a quick counter-attack here? It's a very interesting one here. It's been a tense game at times. I think that both sides have had their moments, but we'll see what happens come the end of the half to see who was actually, the side in front in terms of who's behind the better half. Short corner worked in between Power and Metcalf, worked into the area and well held by Xander Clark. George Broadbent over to Jamie Sterry, Luke Molyneux back on that right-hand side. And it will be a Bradford City throw. Adelaide goes long down the centre and it's headed away by Bradford. Here's Metcalf. Under pressure from Harry Clifton. Clifton wins the battle. And now Robbie Gotts. That's going to be a foul for Rovers. It's play on though. Rovers are in possession for now. Foul there on point and referee plays on. And now Luke Molyneux on a 2v1. The 2 wins it over the 1. And now Bradford can try and counter here. But Maxwell wins it back very, very well. But now Newfield for Bradford City. And Maxwell drives in brilliantly and clears it up out of danger. Humphreys loses it with a combination of Gotts and Bailey. Cleared eventually. Foul wanted there, advantage played, and now Humphreys through, turn from Caden Jackson. Newfield works it into the area, near the outside is Metcalf, and well won there by Owen Bailey. Caden Jackson nearby, Stephen Humphreys further away, it goes to Max Power. Back it goes to Josh Newfield on this right wing back role. Humphreys now switching into the centre area. Bobby Poynton sprinting down that left hand side. Torre tried to receive it, well won in the end by Jamie Sterry. And out of play it goes for a Doncaster Rovers throw. McGrath chasing, under the pressure of Stephen Humphreys, and Xander Clark clears it away. Metcalf 50-50 there with George Broadbent. Broadbent wins the war, and Bailey clears away for another Bradford throw. Newfield driving past Maxwell, can he work it into the area? He almost did, but Maxwell was there with the clearance. It is a Bradford City corner. Hit away by Gotts on this far as Max Power, and now Jensen Metcalf turns and tries to take on James Maxwell. Jensen Metcalf, back post. Xander Clark is just about there with the ball. Of course, no Neil Byrne involved today. He's obviously can't play against his parent club, him being a Bradford City loanee at Doncaster Rovers. Into Bailey, who slips into that defensive role with Broadbent coming back into the starting lineup today. Sterry goes long down the channel to Molyneux. And it's left to run out for a Bradford goal kick. Flick on, but it's well held by Max Power. And now Bradford can start an attack of their own potentially. Stephen Humphreys, 3-on-1, and the 3 beats the 1. But Bradford win it back here in quick succession. And it's a foul against Adelaide. I don't think there was much contact in that one, to be perfectly honest. But it is a Bradford free kick. Here's Josh Newfield, easily through the gap. And now Caden Jackson. And cleared by McGrath for a Bradford City corner. Again, too easily through the gap. Almost an opportunity there on goal, but now it can be worked back into the area, but cleared well by Maxwell. Close call there for Rovers, but it will be another corner. Should have got that away from danger sooner. It was way too close to call from a Bradford perspective, who could run on through in this central area. Gotts clears it away to Clifton, and Clifton gets it forward. But it's too powerful for Luke Molyneux to get control of, and it's into the hands of Sam Walker. Into the area! Walker drops! And Billy Sharp! And it! Was it a handball? No, it wasn't. Oh, it's a poor clearance there by Maxwell. Bobby Poynton tried to do well on the turn, but was intercepted by Maxwell. And now Newfield to Power. Back to Aidan Baldwin. Did that go out of play? Referee saying no. Molyneux's absolutely furious, but it will be another Bradford corner. I think we knew going into this that it weren't going to be an open game for anyone. I think Bradford tried to play an open game at times, we could see that, but then they started to pump some long balls up from keeper to wing back, keeper to winger, keeper to striker, who drops deep or drops wide. Bradford have started to play a more longer game as the half's worn on. From a Rovers perspective, the plan is simple: frustrate Bradford, counter with pace, counter with aggression, counter using the press. And that is what they have tried to do at times. It's been a frustrating game for different reasons for both sides. I think 0-0's probably a fair first half scoreline at the moment. We'll see what happens. But Doncaster Rovers can counter here. Harry Clifton, he's left with barely any options. Has to go back to Jamie Sterry. And a flick on there, well flicked on. And it's collected, now passed to Robbie Gotts. Switches down to Maxwell on this near side. And Laken. Robbie Gotts tries the long shot, and it's an easy save for Sam Walker. Yeah, frustrating one for different reasons for both sides, but at the minute I think 0-0's a fair reflection on the first half so far. So it is a free kick for Bradford City here. It was definitely a free kick. He kicked, at the end of the day, he kicked him off the ball. It was definitely it was definitely a free kick. I've got to be careful, sit with rest at Donny fans. But yeah, I think it was a free kick anyway. He kicked him off the ball. It was definitely a free kick. So Max Power's going to take on this near side. It's a tight angle for Bradford to whip it in. Tight angle for sure. But Max Power on the front post, and it's cleared away for a Bradford throw. Humphries under pressure. Well worked there by Maxwell, but Power whips it inside the area. Oh, Clark dropped it! Oh, and Caden Jackson. Offside flag anyway. Oh, but that was dangerous by the goalkeeper, Xander Clark. Very, very dangerous indeed. So we have 2 additional minutes for the end of this first half, and now Josh Newfield on this near flank. Can he get a goal right at the end of this half? Work back into Pennington, and now Max Power. Pennington lacking options. Newfield, heavy touch takes it away from him, and it will be a Rovers throw. I think the safest thing to say here is that the linesman won't be on any Easter cards in a few months' time with the Rovers fans. Last roll of the dice here for this first half, well cleared by Maxwell from the throw. Headed into the path of Jensen Metcalf, and now cleared up by Baldwin, and it's ran on through. And it will be a goal kick, and that will pretty much end the first half. Half-time here at Valley Parade, Bradford City 0, Doncaster Rovers 0. A tight, tense first half here between both sides. I think 0-0's a fair reflection on that first half scoreline. I think that both sides have had their aggressive moments. I think both sides have countered with the press very, very well. But overall for me, I think 0-0 in terms of shots on target for both sides is a fair reflection of the first half. It is half-time here at Valley Parade, Bradford City 0, Doncaster Rovers 0. And I think it's fair to say that linesman is going to get a fair bit of stick from the Rovers fans. So just while we're halfway through the half-time break, I just want to add some clarification to the disallowed goal situation. So I thought it was for a slight offside. In fact, it was for a handball call. Now, I've just been shown a clip of it. It is definitely handball, 100% handball. However, the call, caught red-handed on Sky, came from the 4th official. Now, do I study the FA encyclopedia every night before a match? No, I don't. If I did, I'd get every single question right on the chase.
The chase is on.
As far as I'm aware, I think it's just the linesman and the assistant that can call for handballs, not the 4th official. I could be wrong on that. Comment down below if I am. But it was the 4th official that called the decision and watched it on the Donny iPad before calling the ref over. So I think the assistant can do that and the linesman can do that. Can the fourth official? Let me know in the comments below. And let the second half begin. Oh, no, I thought there was a bring down there on Clifton, but referee says no. It is a Rovers throw. It will be a Rovers corner. Well worked there by Molyneux and Sterry, but it's deflected out by Bradford and it will be a corner on this near side. Molyneux's quite nearby, but they will go along with this. It's the area and cleared well in the end by Caden Jackson. No changes for either side at the end of this first half into the second half. No substitutions for either. Well worked in there to the back area. McGraw heads it on. Owen Bailey and Billy Sharp tried the kick and it will be a Bradford City free kick on the contact. Cleared long by Robbie Gotts and now chased onto it by Curtis Tilt. Safely into the possession of Sam Walker. Under pressure from Bailey, Humphreys wins the one-on-one into the area and it's cleared only as far as Max Power. Well saved by Sander Clark and it will be a Bradford City corner on that far side. So now comes the Bantams corner, taken short and on the edge of the area. Just wide from Jensen Metcalf. And now Bradford doing very, very well here to try and work it into the area. Here's Ibu Torre, worked into the box and cleared well by McGrath. And it's cleared well, very, very well there. And now Doncaster Rovers can work on a counter-attack, but Bradford very quick on the interception. Rovers work well again, it's cleared off by Metcalf. Is the run on there from Billy Sharp? No, it's not, and Bradford clear away with Max Power. Here's Jensen Metcalf. Max Power. Here's New Phil. It's Max Power! Oh, what an opportunity! Oh, the rebound! Is there a foul? Referee saying no. Referee saying no. And that is an easy free kick. Very, very easily. Tilt went down too easily. Maxwell goes long on the head of Tilt, backed by Broadbent. Newfield heads to Gotts. And Newfield goes long. McGrath watching the ball. Not realising straight away the pressure was going to be under there from Stephen Humphreys. Free kick given there to Rovers. First 5-10 minutes of this second half has been kind of petering out almost. A bit of a stale start to the second half. Just not been as exciting as it needed to be or the fans want it to be. Bradford are making a change though. So a couple of subs there for Bradford. Paul Mullin comes on, as does Lapsley. Bit of control in midfield. And of course with Jackson coming off, you need that striker as well as Humphreys coming off as well. So Jackson and Humphreys off. On comes Lapsley to control the midfield a bit more. And Paul Mullin to go up front as well. Let's see what happens as Mullin faces Rovers once again. Free kick. Taken out wide, Tilt heads in away, but only as far as Broadbent. But it is well cleared in the end by Bobby Poynton. Molyneux does well there! Oh, how close was that? All it needed was an extra leg, and that would have been tapped in at the back post. How close was that? Billy Sharp on that back post. Clifton was in the middle in case as well. And Gibson works it well off Lapsley. Tilt. And Gibson defends brilliantly there. Ball worked on the inside. Edge of the area, Sterry. And it's over and it's wide. You can hear the chant from the Rovers fans to Paul Mullin. Definitely not making him feel at home on his debut today, which is all what you'd expect. Ball over here. Oh, by Tilt. It's Luke Molyneux. It deflects it. Oh, and it's cleared away before Robbie Gotts can get there. Now the play is starting to improve on the press from Rovers. It's getting that little bit better for Rovers. Handball claim and it's a free kick. And it's not a quick one either. I thought Adelaide and Molyneux to an extent in the first half had quiet games, but Luke Molyneux's definitely come alive in this second half. Adelaide obviously now off for Gibson. Adelaide's done okay as well. Molyneux's done okay since the half-time break. Let's say he's had a bit of a quiet first half, but second half he's coming on a bit more, so I think the wingers are starting to get even more involved in the second half. Good flick on there by Broadbent to Harry Clifton, and now Harry Clifton can work it out wide to Luke Molyneux, and now Luke Molyneux on this channel Cleared by Bradford until headed out for a throw. Slight deflection there. That is an easy free kick yet again. Again, another Bradford player knew they were beaten on the physical battle, went down too easy. Not a free kick for me at all. Not a free kick whatsoever. Oh, kick there. It will be a Bradford corner, but concern there for the Doncaster man in the box. Definite contact. I think it was Paul Mullen that made the contact on the Rovers man. Could be another Rovers throw there. A quick one involving Gotts and Broadbent, cleared by Tyreek Wright, who just came on the pitch just a few minutes ago. Will be a Rovers throw here again. Rovers trying to make something happen, but they're camped in this corner. They're camped in this near channel. Molyneux tries to get it away. Clifton, and a long shot! Oh, how close was that? How close was that from George Broadbent? Not a bad effort at all, just wide, still 0-0. Oh, well worked opportunity there. There were calls for a handball. Referee says no chance in hell, sunshine. 15 minutes to play here of normal time before we get that added on time. Again, I didn't expect an open game today. I expected, well, the plan for Rovers was simple. Frustrate Bradford and try and counter on the break. From a Bradford perspective, try and progress it. Try not to be forced into as many long balls, which we have done. We've forced them into long ball situations, which is positive for Rovers. From a Bradford perspective, they needed to progress it up the pitch. They needed to play that open style and break through that counter from Rovers. And again, it's been frustrating for different reasons for both teams in the second half, just like the first half at times. So 0-0 again is probably a fair reflection so far with 15 to play. A point at the moment is fair reflection on the result, but Rovers need the 3 points. They can go as high as 16th, I believe. Oh, well said there by Xander Clark. Doncaster Rovers can get as high as 16th or 15th before the 3 o'clock kickoffs start happening in League One. So Rovers need the 3 points today. They need that win. Even if it's a narrow 1-0, they need the win today. Because if they don't get it, they could fall foul of other results and slip further into that bottom 4. Oh, foul there, and the referee plays on. No penalty given. Bradford continued down the far side with Newfield. Worked into the area. And Bradford take the lead through Tyreek Wright. The goal's been coming. And Valley Parade is loud, barring one side. Well struck by Tyreek Wright. And it is Bradford City 1, Doncaster Rovers 0. Rovers needed the 3 points, and right now they're getting none. Looking back on that goal, you cannot take away from the finish of Tyreek Wright. But for me, in terms of the build-up play that led to the goal, it's got to be on Maxwell, because he's been marking Newfield all game, and Newfield's had his number the entire match for me. I think Newfield has been the better of the two in the battle on the flank, and Newfield took him on and took him on well, and Newfield got the ball in the first place. How has he got that free kick? That is a swan dive if I've ever seen one. That is someone going for a try at the rugby. That is Bradford Bulls style try dive. Coming more into the centre, Molyneux coming into the centre as well. Hanlon as the solo striker, or you could do Molyneux as a false forward. 3-4-1-2, Gibson comes into centre. Bailey brought down, referee plays on. Not enough in that for me. Oh, that's a poor ball there by Jay McGrath. And now Newfield. That's an easy push over. It's a Bradford free kick. Plenty of those either way. Rovers trying to push for that equaliser. We'll take a point at this rate. But Rovers need the 3 to at least get out of the bottom 4 before the 3 o'clocks kick off, and not rely on other results to keep them out of the bottom 4 or in the bottom 4 on goal difference. Long throw cleared away for another throw. Great catch on the bounce. So when we look back on what we said before the game started, I think from a Bradford perspective, they would need to try and play progressive football, but if they were forced into long balls, they had to be direct, they had to have a target man on the pitch to make it, worth the while. From a Rovers perspective, it was a case of frustrate the opposition and counter. They did one, but they struggled to do the other, and that is the counter part, and that's the part that matters the most, because that gets you goals at the end of the day. It was going to be a tense one. It wasn't going to be an open game at all. For me, it was going to be one of those 0-0s or 1-0s. I went with a draw just because I think it was going to be a draw. I'd have seen a goal either way, but it was that one goal that's counting so far for Bradford. Overall, not the most open game, quite a tense encounter, quite a 50-50 one on the balance of things, but Bradford with that great finish at the edge of the area, after us not marking the wing back, that's what counted at the end of the day. And now it's worked on some open space on the far flank. Glenn Middleton takes his man on, and it's well worked there in the end. It will be a throw. There really is not long left of this added time now. It is literally talking a minute or so. Lays it off to Middleton. Darren Robinson goes for the long ball. Matty Pearson. And it's a poor header to Jensen Metcalf, and now Ibu Toure, and now Bradford can try and counter to get the second and wrap this game up. Toure to Tyreek Wright. Tyreek Wright is gone to the corner. He will not go for that second and kill the game off. He plays it in the corner. And it will be Bradford's ball. That is a first win in 5 meetings for Bradford City. Doncaster Rovers lose the game for the first time in quite a few. Bradford, at the end of the day, they overcame the encounter by just that one goal, and that's all that was needed in this game. A tense 50-50 game on the balance of things, but Bradford had the upper hand with that extra talented finish from Tyreek Wright. The Yorkshire derby swings the way of the Bantams. Full time here at Valley Parade. Bradford City 1, Doncaster Rovers 0. Overall, a balanced game here at Valley Parade, but in a derby match you need that one moment, and that one moment was all it took for Bradford to get the 3 points. Please like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one very, very soon. Ta-ra for now.